heavy armor, and even deployable anti-aircraft guns. And mobility completely changes. No more just walking, you'll be commanding skies and fighters and driving heavy tanks. Plus, the built-in team mechanics make this mod absolutely perfect for staging massive historical battle reenactments. So dominate your friends in structured team deathmatches, or just use that immense firepower to defend your base. With a whole World War II arsenal suddenly right at your fingertips, how will you... Okay, let's dive into this. We're checking out the Epic Fight mod for versions 1.21.1 and 1.20.1. Seriously, are you ready to completely overhaul your in-game combat into a wildly dynamic experience? Let's go.
So the primary goal here is massively upgrading your mobility during a fight. It's a total game changer.
You get a cool dual-state system. It contrasts your peaceful build mode with an intense, high-stakes battle mode. So the crucial point is just tap the R key. Boom! You instantly activate battle mode. After you fight your enemies, just press R again. You seamlessly return to building safely. So easy, right? Let's move to and see how this builds. You unlock thrilling new attack types and epic dodging movements. Plus, it actually modifies your weapons and high-stakes battle mode, changing their unique. So the crucial point is just tap the R key. Boom! So how will these unique gear abilities change your next fight? Just press R again. Time to rethink your whole combat strategy. Ready to totally overhaul your Minecraft experience? Let's dive right into the absolutely incredible Divine RPG mod. Look, this isn't just some minor tweak. It literally transforms your base game into a massive RPG adventure. Vanilla is just the beginning, guys. You're getting 8 brand new, completely distinct dimensions to explore. And they aren't empty either. Each realm is absolutely packed with its own wild secrets and crazy challenges. You'll need to adapt fast, because you're about to face over 115 terrifying new mobs. It's not just your standard enemies either. We're talking massive, super powerful bosses you've got to take down. But don't worry, you can craft hundreds of new items, including seriously devastating weapons and epic armor sets. So, with all this epic loot and danger waiting, which realm are you going to conquer first? Hey guys, welcome to our explainer on Minecraft's Create mod for versions 121 and 120. So, are you completely sick of item processing inside a single magic block with goofy textures? Well, enter Aesthetic Technology. This brilliant concept puts those ultimate design choices right back in your hands. We're talking incredible tools that seamlessly blend building, decoration, and jaw-dropping aesthetic automation. It totally ditches one-block magic. Instead, you'll need a dynamic network of moving actors working perfectly together. You'll literally build these systems using tons of unique mechanical components and awesome block variants. The mod's core philosophy: leave as many design choices to the player as absolutely possible. Worried about performance? Don't be. This massive sandbox actually features fantastic optimization and really high FPS. It runs so flawlessly that it's actually playable on nearly any computer. No melting PCs here. So, with all this unlimited design power, what kind of aesthetic machine will you Let's dive right into the ComputerCraft mod. It's literally where Minecraft meets real-world programming. Ever wished you could just write a script and automate your entire mining operation? Well, ComputerCraft drops fully programmable computers and actual robots straight into your Minecraft world. The best part? You build these machines yourself and write custom code to run them. To control it all, you'll use Lua. It's a real, powerful, yet super easy-to-learn programming language. Lua lets you build insane automated systems, control Redstone perfectly, and just get incredibly creative. Now, every computer needs peripherals, right? You can seriously expand your setup with extra hardware. The mod gives you 3 awesome external devices to really level up your automated empire. First up, monitors. You can combine them to build giant screens tracking your factory's data. Second, wireless modems. These create a massive network so your computers and robots can communicate remotely. Finally, good old disk drives. They let you physically move your valuable code between different systems. So, with actual coding power at your fingertips, what massive automated system are you going to build?
Okay, let's dive into this explainer on the Better Sprinting mod. It's an absolute game changer.
So tired of that clunky double-tap W just to run? Yeah, we've all totally been there.
Well, this mod is the ultimate fix. It gives you absolute control over your movement.
Just a quick heads up, it's designed specifically for you guys playing on versions 1.16.5 and 1.15.2.
So the crucial point is ditching that vanilla double tap for a special, dedicated sprint key. Finally!
It actually goes further, adding super helpful toggle keys for both sprinting and safe sneaking.
And this brilliantly illustrates how these upgrades just make it way easier to explore your world.
Seriously, with effortless movement now literally at your fingertips, where are you gonna explore first?
Okay, let's dive into this. We're checking out the incredible Assassin Craft mod, where two legendary gaming worlds collide. So, are you ready to step out of regular building and jump straight into some intense action? This mod supports versions 1.8 and 1.710, drawing its core inspiration directly from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. The real game changer? You actually get to transform and play as the legendary Ezio Auditore de Firenze. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is you get his full equipment: sword, crossbow, and signature cloak.
The crossbow gives you a massive tactical advantage with an incredibly fast and effective firing rate.
With these dynamic new features to master, you'll definitely have a mod to enjoy for a long time.
Let's move to and see how this builds a dark world where lying, deceiving, and cheating rule everything.
So do you have what it takes to conquer this deceptive new Minecraft experience?
Okay, let's dive into a mod that's going to totally transform how you travel your blocky world.
Seriously, forget just walking. We're talking over 25 different craftable, rideable mobs for your game.
Flying, zooming across land, or hauling gear? Yep, there's a specialized bike for literally every adventure. Best part? You can totally bring these wild new travel mechanics into your solo worlds or private servers.
It's incredibly simple too. Just right-click to spawn your ride, and right-click again to mount up.
So, say goodbye to hunting dungeon chests. This mod fixes a massive headache by making saddles totally craftable.
Right, to unlock this, you'll first need raw hide. You just combine 9 pieces of leather to craft it.
But wait, how do you get all that leather without completely wiping out your local cow population?
Well, this mod adds a genius resource chain, giving a real purpose to those annoying nighttime zombies.
By simply cooking their useless, rotten flesh in a furnace, you instantly get a limitless leather supply.
It's literally the perfect loop. Turn nighttime zombie loot directly into your brand new riding saddle.
So, with ultimate travel unlocked, which of these 25 epic mobs are you gonna ride first?
Let's explore how the Forestry mod totally revolutionizes your Minecraft survival experience. Ready to dive in? If you're completely exhausted by the endless grind of manual farming, well, this is your ultimate fix.
Available for versions 1.16.5 and 1.12.2, Forestry brings us 3 huge pillars:
Which
automation,
of these 25
advanced breeding,
epic mobs
and utilities.
Are you gonna ride first?
So the first massive upgrade you're getting is the ability to build fully automatic farms.
Your Minecraft
it
survival
effortlessly
experience.
handles standard crops and massive tree farms, cranking out resources and energy simultaneously.
But wait, it goes way beyond basic farming with an insanely detailed genetics and breeding system.
You can actually crossbreed bees, trees, and butterflies to discover new species and harvest totally unique resources. To help manage your growing empire, Forestry also hooks you up with some truly fantastic utility items.
You'll get intelligent backpacks to manage your inventory, plus a full mail system for worldwide trading.
Ultimately, this incredibly deep mod completely transforms how you interact with nature, resources, and energy. So with all these amazing tools at your fingertips, what do you want to automate or breed first?
Welcome to today's explainer. Ready to totally skip the tedious building grind in Minecraft? Let's go.
Ever struggled with designing a house? Yeah, we all know how frustrating that architectural work gets.
So let's dive in. Forget hours of vanilla building. This mod literally solves it with one click.
It's the absolute perfect fix if you love playing survival mode, but kinda hate building. Just craft the block, place it down, and right-click with a staff. Bam! Zero architectural hassle.
Right-click, and out pops your new house. Honestly, it's pure instant gratification disguised as literal magic.
You get a massive instant catalog. We're talking cozy tents to trading posts, covering everyday survival bases. Want to go bigger? You can instantly summon massive, complex structures like a giant multi-level treehouse.
Or a mob trap. This functional bad boy saves you hours of tedious digging and lava placement.
Or even a huge Gothic library. You get incredible aesthetic variety without placing a single brick yourself. So, with all this newly saved time, how will instant architectural mastery completely alter your survival strategy?
So, ready for a break? Let's dive right into our explainer on Minecraft's Tropicraft mod.
If you're craving a relaxing getaway from your usual blocky grind, you'll absolutely love this.
Tropicraft literally adds an entirely new dimension. It's basically a full-on virtual holiday for your character.
The creator's tagline is "Let's go on holidays," and man, it completely delivers on that vibe.
Forget vanilla biomes. We're talking lush, custom trees, totally unique mobs, and yeah, hidden treasures.
The chill factor is off the charts. Craft some custom gear, or just kick back and fish.
Fair warning though, standard vanilla ores? They're mostly gone here. It's a whole new ballgame.
Instead, you've got to dig for brand new tropical ores that are totally unique to this specific dimension.
Oh, and you'll stumble upon gorgeous tropical villages, completely packed with brand new local villagers.
These guys aren't just for show either. You can trade with them for some seriously useful items. Now, to lock in those vacation vibes, the mod actually drops 3 original music discs.
These tracks were produced by the popular electronic artist Punchaface, so they legit sound amazing. The soundtrack gives us 3 perfect beach anthems: Buried Treasures, Low Tide, and Surf.
You can even snag the full Tropatunes album directly on Bandcamp to groove out offline.
So with fresh biomes and killer tunes, what hidden treasures will you uncover first in Paradise?
All right, let's dive right in. Welcome to The Explainer. Now, if you've spent any serious time in Minecraft, you already know the deal. Building a base is incredibly satisfying. But you also know that as your base grows, from that humble little dirt hut into a massive, sprawling complex, well, the logistics can become an absolute nightmare. I mean, we're talking about the tedious reality of actually moving all your raw materials. All that iron, the stone, the wood. Usually it involves just endless rows of chests, and let's be honest, a whole lot of running back and forth. Well, today, we're unpacking a source that takes Minecraft base building and logistics to an entirely new level. It's going to literally turn you from a struggling miner into an industrial tycoon. The source material actually frames this perfectly with one super ambitious phrase: build your own railway empire. And I really want you to zero in on that one word, empire, because we aren't just talking about, slapping down a few powered rails to get out of a mine shaft a little faster. No way. We're looking at a complete paradigm shift in how you plan, manage, and expand your world. This is about massive scale, sweeping landscapes, and some serious heavy-duty infrastructure. It's such a fantastic hook because it immediately resets our expectations, right? We're moving away from simple point-to-point transport and getting into grand-scale industrial design. So to get a firm grasp on exactly how this all works, we need to look at the Traincraft mod, specifically the one built for Minecraft version 1.7.10. As the source outlines, this is a game modification that introduces comprehensive railway systems and moving vehicles directly into the game. And it's really important to ground ourselves technically here. This isn't just some cosmetic update where your minecarts suddenly look a little cooler. Actually, scratch that. It doesn't look cool. But it's a foundational change to the game's core mechanics. It injects a fully fleshed out, completely dynamic transit system straight into your blocky world. And what exactly does a real empire run on? Well, a massive fleet. Just take a second and process this staggering number, 80. The source notes that this mod adds more than 80 unique trains, wagons, and other moving vehicles to Minecraft. 80! You are no longer stuck just hopping into a standard wooden minecart. Whether you need a massive heavy-duty locomotive to haul, say, hundreds of stacks of cobblestone across a server, or maybe you need a specialized wagon designed for a very specific type of cargo, you now have the exact tool you need for the job. Honestly, having 80 unique moving vehicles to choose from completely transforms how you strategize your resource management. It's a real game changer. Think about the vanilla Minecraft transport baseline for a minute. We've all been there, right? It's incredibly slow, the capacity is severely limited, and honestly, just one rogue pig wandering onto the tracks can derail your entire day's work. It's the worst. Traincraft completely replaces that headache with a highly efficient point-to-point freight system. So instead of you being the bottleneck in your own building process, you can totally automate and streamline moving massive quantities of blocks and items from point A to point B. It takes what used to be a super tedious, repetitive chore and elevates it into this incredibly satisfying logistical operation. But listen, a grand empire needs serious infrastructure to actually function. So let's look at how this advanced track system builds out the physical world you're playing in. First off, and I think this is a totally brilliant design choice, it integrates seamlessly with the game's existing rail system. So you don't have to go and rip up all your old tracks, you can just build right on top of them. From there, it introduces these custom large switches, which gives you the power to route trains through really complex, automated intersections. And perhaps the most exciting part for all the builders out there, it features brand new curved tracks. Yes, curves in Minecraft. This completely breaks you out of that rigid 90-degree grid the game traditionally forces you into. It allows you to design these sweeping, realistic, and honestly beautiful railway lines that carve naturally right through your favorite biomes. Which brings us to our final thought. We've journeyed all the way from the slow grind of moving individual dirt blocks by hand to suddenly commanding a fleet of over 80 dynamic vehicles, complete with custom switches and beautifully curved tracks that just seamlessly integrate into your world. It is a total ground-up logistical overhaul. So the ultimate question you really have to ask yourself now is, how will you transport your empire? Are you going to build a massive, sprawling industrial cargo network? Or maybe a sleek, high-speed passenger line connecting your distinct cities? The tools are literally all right there, just waiting for you to lay that first track. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this sparks some incredible ideas for your next major build.
Hey guys, welcome to this explainer on the Baritone mod. It's going to totally change how you play Minecraft.
Picture this, your very own automated Minecraft playing robot, right there in the game, ready to help out.
That's exactly what Baritone is, a crazy smart AI pathfinding system used in the Impact client. Check out its resume. It travels, mines specific ores for you, and even handles complex world edit style operations.
It pulls this off by directly manipulating your client. It literally takes the controls for you.
So you're probably wondering, how do you actually boss this incredibly capable little robot around?
You just talk to it. Use the in-game chat box for basic commands like help. But the real magic, customizing all those Boolean and numeric settings right from that exact same chat.
Want to flip a Boolean setting? Just type its name, like allow break, to toggle block breaking on or off.
For numeric tweaks, just type the name, then the value. Like primary timeout MS 250. Super easy, right?
Messed up? No worries. Type a setting name followed by reset, or just say reset for a clean slate.
If you lose track of your tweaks, simply type modify to instantly view every setting you've changed.
So, with this insane AI pathfinding at your fingertips, where's your automated robot gonna take you next?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. So if you're running your game on versions 1.21.1 or 1.20.1, listen up, because your inventory management is literally about to change forever. Today, we're breaking down the useful backpacks mod. We're going to look at how it works, why it's structured the way it is, and exactly how it solves one of your absolute biggest storage headaches, all without breaking the game. So let's get into it. Okay, let's dive right into this. Need more inventory storage. I mean, we've all been there, right? You're miles away from your base, you're deep underground, and you finally strike an incredible vein of rare loot. But you look down and your pockets are completely full of cobblestone and dirt. So you're forced to make these agonizing decisions about what to toss. Honestly, leaving diamonds behind just because you need room for food, that is a pain we all share. It's kind of the universal player frustration. Well, enter the Useful Backpacks mod. It's exactly what it sounds like, a super straightforward way to drastically expand your storage capacity by crafting wearable backpacks. That's it. There are no complex magic systems you have to learn, no heavy mechanics running in the backgrounds tanking your performance, and definitely no bizarre, clunky UI. It's just this elegant, direct solution that seamlessly scales right alongside your adventure. It works so perfectly because it directly answers that core need without overcomplicating the whole thing. Now, what's really interesting here is the number 3. You know, in a world where mods are constantly trying to pack in hundreds of overwhelming features, this mod completely rejects those infinite, confusing options. It doesn't throw 50 different tiers of storage at you that require some massive spreadsheet just to keep track of. Nope. Instead, it relies on the magic number 3. It keeps things beautifully simple, highly focused, and offers exactly 3 distinct, manageable backpack sizes. And those 3 tiers, they're broken down cleanly into the small backpack, the medium backpack, and the large backpack. This clear 3-tier system sets the perfect stage for how you naturally progress through the game. Because think about it, you don't get massive game-breaking storage right off the bat, right? It mirrors your actual journey. You start out just carrying a few extra essentials in the early days, and then eventually you scale up to hauling massive stacks of building materials once you're fully established. So the crucial point is that these upgrades require a strict, sequential progression path. You absolutely cannot just farm a bunch of endgame materials and jump straight to crafting the largest capacity backpack on day 1. No way. The mod designers purposely built this to force a linear journey. And actually, this is a brilliant design choice. It ensures that expanding your storage feels balanced alongside your regular gameplay. You really have to put in the time and follow the established rules of crafting. Let's look at how this actually builds practically. It plays out in 3 chronological stages. Every single player starts with the exact same foundation, crafting the small backpack. To reach step 2, well, you don't just build a brand new medium bag from scratch. You actually use your small backpack to upgrade into the medium one. And that exact same logic applies to step 3, to reach the large size. Every single step is the absolute unskippable prerequisite for the next one. And this brilliantly illustrates that core upgrading rule, totally preventing any confusion about how you reach maximum capacity. The recipes strictly require the previous tier as an ingredient. You cannot bypass a level. The bag that is currently on your back literally becomes the physical component required to craft the next size up. It's an incredibly intuitive system, and it naturally stops anyone from just skipping ahead to the end. So why does this specific structure matter for you? Like, what's the big takeaway here? Well, expanding your inventory through this mod doesn't feel like some cheap cheat code that ruins the inherent survival challenge. Because of that strict, interconnected upgrade path we just talked about, reaching maximum capacity actually feels like a genuinely rewarding achievement. It's something you've systematically and fairly earned over the course of your playthrough. It enhances your game, for sure, but without breaking the core mechanics. With this clear, step-by-step upgrade path, you can immediately scale your storage and guarantee you never have to leave valuable loot behind ever again. But it does leave you with a choice, doesn't it? Will you stick to the vanilla struggle of constantly managing a cramped inventory, or are you ready to embrace a balanced, rewarding way to literally carry your world on your shoulders? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep building.
So let's dive into this explainer and see how the Dynamic Economy add-on completely transforms your Minecraft server. You know, static server economies get boring fast. Ready for real market forces in your world?
We're talking true supply and demand, daily market events, crazy hazards, and even server-wide co-op projects.
And hey admins, it's 100% safe and compatible. It literally never modifies player.json.
All right, let's look at the brand new version 1.2.0 update.
This drop adds 4 totally new minor daily events, plus a bunch of crucial fixes and tweaks.
But watch out for wood blight. It's a massive new hazard where termites absolutely ravage your forests.
Try chopping a tree during this? The log instantly crumbles into a completely useless
The brand
plain
new
stick.
version 1.2.0
The workaround is simple.
update.
Just hold tree medicine
This
in your
drop
offhand
adds
to
4
safely
totally
harvest
new
normal
minor
logs.
daily events.
To actually
plus
track
a
these
bunch of
hazards,
crucial
you'll need the
fixes
brand
and
new
tweaks.
craftable
But
bulletin
watch out
board.
for wood blight.
It's super
It's a
easy to
massive
craft
new
using
hazard
just
just wood planks, slabs, some paper, and a few sticks. So, how do we open the market? First, right-click the market ledger you get upon joining. Lose your ledger? No worries at all. Just run this quick /give command to get it back. Or just place down that new bulletin board block and right-click it to jump right in.
Finally, server admins can trigger the market directly using the Economy Market script event.
With all these wild forces at play, how will you master supply and demand on your server?
Welcome to this explainer on Bedrock 1.21130. It's called Mounts of Mayhem, and it completely revamps survival. So are you ready to totally rethink your survival strategy with this massive update? Let's go. First up, prepare for combat with brand new weapons and some seriously tough armor options. Check out the new spear. You get both melee and ranged attacks, plus a massive mounted damage boost. And hey, your trusty steed finally gets maximum protection with the ridiculously tough netherite horse armor. Next up, master your mounts. You'll explore the world way faster with these unique survival rides. Picture this, riding a giant nautilus. It makes ocean survival and underwater travel significantly faster and safer. What about the zombie horse? Well, no more commands needed. You can finally tame them naturally in survival. But watch out, all this speed means facing new threats that make desert exploration much more challenging. Be aware the desert at night, guys. You'll run straight into undead camel husks and terrifying parched skeletons. You absolutely must dodge those parched skeletons. Their arrows inflict weakness, leaving you totally defenseless out there. Moving on, experience noticeably better game performance and incredible new tools for custom content creation. You'll feel the polish right away. We're talking lightning-fast loading, smooth animations, and rock-solid multiplayer stability. Creators, you aren't left out. Map makers get huge upgrades with fresh APIs and powerful editor improvements. Ultimately, Update 1.2.1.130 is a total game changer. It takes exploration and mounted combat to incredible new heights. So the big question is, How will these epic new mounts and weapons reshape your survival strategy?
Okay, let's dive into this explainer. We're looking at Minecraft 1.21.6, also known as the Foundation Builder.
Wondering where the massive new content drops are? Yeah, you might have noticed this update feels kinda light.
Well, that's because 1.21.6 is completely focused on major quality of life improvements and polishing up existing mechanics.
And this brilliantly illustrates the shift. Say goodbye to annoying bugs. Your daily exploration is getting way smoother.
Now, what's really interesting here is how these tweaks split perfectly into two buckets: gameplay and technical.
On the gameplay front, you're getting way more consistent world generation, plus noticeably smarter mob AI and behavior.
You'll also spot a refreshed user interface. Just some minor tweaks, but they really smooth out daily play.
Let's move to and see how this builds back-end stability, with massive bug fixes and major performance upgrades.
Basically, better networking means your multiplayer sessions are super reliable now. No more annoying random connection drops.
They've also boosted compatibility with the newest Java versions, making absolutely sure your overall system stability is top-notch.
Map makers and data pack creators, this is for you. Specific back-end changes were added to streamline your projects.
So the crucial point is, this is a pure maintenance update. It's about perfecting gameplay, not adding stuff.
The big payoff? It perfectly sets up a rock-solid, stabilized foundation for massive future content drops down the road.
Now that this flawless groundwork is completely set, what spectacular new content do you think we're getting next?
All right, let's dive right into this explainer, pun absolutely intended, and see how the Sea Weapons mod is going to completely overhaul your aquatic gameplay. If you've spent any real amount of time exploring the deep blue biomes of your world, you know exactly how vast, mysterious, and frankly dangerous those oceans can be. But let's be honest, the tools we're usually given to conquer those depths, they leave a lot to be desired. So today, we're breaking down exactly how this mod transforms you from a struggling, slow swimmer into an absolute powerhouse of the sea. We're going to look at the gear, the mechanics, and the customizations that make this overhaul an absolute must-have. Man, it's a feeling we all know way too well, right? You're down there exploring the depths, maybe trying to clear out a monument or face down some deep-sea hostiles, and suddenly it hits you, vanilla gear just isn't powerful enough. You're relying on a standard trident, and yeah, while it's a neat tool at first, there comes a point where it just doesn't cut it anymore. The damage output plateaus, the utility feels super limited, and you're just left wanting something with a lot more impact. Well, that exact pain point is the driving force behind this entire overhaul. Section 1. Beyond the standard trident. So this really paints the picture of the core upgrade we're talking about here. We're ditching those standard limited tridents, which sure we all recognize, but they really don't scale well, and we're swapping them out for some massive, heavy, ocean-themed gear. And I want to be clear, this isn't just a tiny stats bump, it's a literal game changer for how you approach aquatic combat. You are trading in a lightweight throwing spear for equipment that carries some serious weight and presence in the water. Section 2. Heavy ocean-themed gear. You are getting highly unique items built to absolutely dominate the water. Specifically, we're talking about a giant hammer and a special sword. Just picture that for a second. A giant hammer implies incredible blunt force trauma, which is exactly the kind of heavy, impact-driven combat you need when you're fighting through the thick resistance of water. And alongside it, a special sword crafted specifically to slice right through the currents rather than fighting against them. These aren't just generic weapons with a blue texture slapped on them, you know? They are designed from the ground up for this exact environment. The whole point here is that these new weapons step up when the standard options just kind of fizzle out. This mod is the answer to a very specific progression wall. When you're swarmed by high-tier aquatic enemies and your standard gear is barely making a dent, pulling out a giant hammer totally flips the script. It gives you the sheer stopping power you actually need to survive and thrive where the normal equipment fails. Section 3. Dynamic movement and attacks. Now, this is where the gameplay truly evolves. The mod completely transforms your mechanics, giving you totally dynamic new ways to physically interact with your environment. It's not just about swinging a heavier weapon, it's a complete mobility overhaul. You can pull yourself around the world, jump with crazy new agility, and pull off unique attacks tied directly to these weapons. In vanilla gameplay, water restricts you, right? It slows you down. But with this mod, the water basically becomes your playground. You aren't just swimming anymore, you're actively maneuvering with real speed and intent. Let's zoom in on that first step, because it is massively important. The ability to actively pull yourself around, that is a mechanical shift that fundamentally alters how you traverse the world and handle battles. Imagine an enemy trying to kite you from a distance. Instead of doing that agonizingly slow underwater dog paddle while you're on out of breath, you use your heavy sea gear to dynamically yank yourself right into their face before unleashing a massive attack. It completely takes the sluggishness out of underwater fighting and injects it with this high-speed, aggressive energy. Section 4. Custom enchantments and skins. This breakdown perfectly shows how the mod gives you total control over both function and form. On the functional side of things, you've got custom enchantments tailored to buff up the stats and effects of your heavy gear, optimizing your build for exactly how you like to play. And for form, cosmetic skins. You aren't locked into a single look. You can absolutely dominate the ocean while still maintaining your own unique visual style. It's really the perfect marriage of raw statistical power and serious visual flair. Like it says right here, the ultimate goal is to give you the exact tools you need to make your gear look exactly how you want. Let's be real, this taps into a fundamental truth about gamers. We want to look awesome while we're winning. Handing players massive, powerful weapons is great and all, but letting them apply cosmetic skins makes the whole experience uniquely yours. You aren't just swinging a giant hammer, you're swinging your giant hammer. Section 5. How to use. Putting all this heavy, customized ocean gear into practice creates an incredibly satisfying gameplay loop. First up, make the choice. Equip the giant hammer for those crushing blows or the special sword for slicing through the depths. Second, dial in the function by applying those custom enchantments to maximize your damage. Third, nail down the form by setting your cosmetic skin. And finally, step 4 is where the magic happens. Get out there and use those dynamic new movement mechanics to jump, pull, and attack. It's a super streamlined, highly effective system that basically turns you into the apex predator of the ocean. So, what's it going to be? How will you use this powerhouse new arsenal to completely conquer your world? Will you go for the brute force of the giant hammer or the sleek precision of the special sword? How are you going to use that incredible pulling mechanic to outmaneuver everything in your path? That standard vanilla trident is officially obsolete, guys. The real question is, are you ready to stop just surviving the ocean and start actually ruling it? All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're checking out the legendary Flans World War II pack mod. So totally sick of fighting pesky creepers with boring standard weapons? Well, let's fix that right now. First up, to deploy this arsenal, just make sure you're running Minecraft version 1.12.2 or 1.7.10. Forget basic crafting, guys. This mod literally injects a massive wave of 20th century military hardware into your sandbox. Your personal arsenal? It gets a huge upgrade with classic firearms, heavy armor, and even deployable anti-aircraft guns. And mobility completely changes. No more just walking, you'll be commanding skies and fighters and driving heavy tanks. Plus, the built-in team mechanics make this mod absolutely perfect for staging massive historical battle reenactments. So dominate your friends in structured team deathmatches, or just use that immense firepower to defend your base. With a whole World War II arsenal suddenly right at your fingertips, how will you... Okay, let's dive into this. We're checking out the Epic Fight mod for versions 1.21.1 and 1.20.1. Seriously, are you ready to completely overhaul your in-game combat into a wildly dynamic experience? Let's go. So the primary goal here is massively upgrading your mobility during a fight. It's a total game changer. You get a cool dual-state system. It contrasts your peaceful build mode with an intense, high-stakes battle mode. So the crucial point is just tap the R key. Boom! You instantly activate battle mode. After you fight your enemies, just press R again. You seamlessly return to building safely. So easy, right? Let's move to and see how this builds. You unlock thrilling new attack types and epic dodging movements. Plus, it actually modifies your weapons and armor, totally changing their unique abilities out there on the battlefield. So, how will these unique gear abilities change your next fight? Time to rethink your whole combat strategy. Ready to totally overhaul your Minecraft experience? Let's dive right into the absolutely incredible Divine RPG mod. Look, this isn't just some minor tweak. It literally transforms your base game into a massive RPG adventure. Vanilla is just the beginning, guys. You're getting 8 brand new, completely distinct dimensions to explore. And they aren't empty either. Each realm is absolutely packed with its own wild secrets and crazy challenges. You'll need to adapt fast, because you're about to face over 115 terrifying new mobs. It's not just your standard enemies either. We're talking massive, super powerful bosses you've got to take down.
But don't worry, you can craft hundreds of new items, including seriously devastating weapons and epic armor sets.
So, with all this epic loot and danger waiting, which realm are you going to conquer first? Hey guys, welcome to our explainer on Minecraft's Create mod for versions 121 and 120.
So, are you completely sick of item processing inside a single magic block with goofy textures?
Well, enter aesthetic technology. This brilliant concept puts those ultimate design choices right back in your hands.
We're talking incredible tools that seamlessly blend building, decoration, and jaw-dropping aesthetic automation. It totally ditches one-block magic. Instead, you'll need a dynamic network of moving actors working perfectly together. You'll literally build these systems using tons of unique mechanical components and awesome block variants. The mod's core philosophy: leave as many design choices to the player as absolutely possible. Worried about performance? Don't be. This massive sandbox actually features fantastic optimization and really high FPS. It runs so flawlessly that it's actually playable on nearly any computer. No melting PCs here. So, with all this unlimited design power, what kind of aesthetic machine will you Let's dive right into the Computer Craft mod. It's literally where Minecraft meets real-world programming. Ever wished you could just write a script and automate your entire mining operation? Well, Computer Craft drops fully programmable computers and actual robots straight into your Minecraft world. The best part? You build these machines yourself and write custom code to run them. To control it all, you'll use Lua. It's a real, powerful, yet super easy-to-learn programming language. Lua lets you build insane automated systems, control redstone perfectly, and just get incredibly creative. Now, every computer needs peripherals, right? You can seriously expand your setup with extra hardware. The mod gives you 3 awesome external devices to really level up your automated empire. First up, monitors. You can combine them to build giant screens tracking your factory's data. Second, wireless modems. These create a massive network so your computers and robots can communicate remotely. Finally, good old disk drives. They let you physically move your valuable code between different systems. So, with actual coding power at your fingertips, what massive automated system are you going to build?
Okay, let's dive into this explainer on the Better Sprinting mod. It's an absolute game changer.
So tired of that clunky double-tap W just to run? Yeah, we've all totally been there.
Well, this mod is the ultimate fix. It gives you absolute control over your movement.
Just a quick heads up, it's designed specifically